Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're talking about isovaleric flavor in beers. You might have heard the term before, maybe even tasted it without realizing. But what exactly is isovaleric flavor? How does it form? And why does it matter? First off, let's clarify what we mean by isovaleric flavor. It's a distinct aroma and taste that can appear in beers, often described as cheesy, sweaty, or rancid, sometimes even like old gym socks or stale cheese. Sounds a bit off-putting, right? Well, in some styles, like certain English ales or farmhouse beers, a hint of it might be acceptable or even desirable. But most of the time, brewers want to keep it low or eliminate it completely. Isovaleric acid, the chemical compound behind this flavor, is primarily introduced through the use of old hops. Fresh hops contain isovaleric acid precursors. Over time, especially when hops are improperly stored or become oxidized, the alpha acids in the hops, the same compounds which are ultimately responsible for beer bitterness, break down and release free isovaleric acid. This is why old or stale hops often lead to that cheesy, unpleasant note in beer. During fermentation, isovaleric acid may also be exerted by the yeast as intermediate in the formation of amino acid valine. Some yeast strains are more prone to producing these compounds than others. Stressful fermentation conditions can increase the production. Finally, contamination from bacteria or wild yeast strains can also produce isovaleric acid. Since isovaleric flavor is mostly an off flavor, brewers take several steps to control it. Number one is hop management. Use fresh hops stored cold and away from oxygen. Avoid using hops past their prime and store them in vacuum-sealed bags or nitrogen-flushed containers. Number two is yeast health. Pitch healthy yeast, keep fermentation temperatures in the recommended range for your yeast strain, and ensure adequate nutrients. And number three is sanitation. Proper cleaning and sanitizing prevent contamination from other microorganisms. Now, let's talk about the taste threshold of isovaleric acid in beer. Isovaleric acid has a very low flavor threshold, usually reported between 0.3 to 1.5 parts per million in beer. This means even a tiny amount can be noticeable and affect the beer's sensory profile. Sensory evaluation by trained tasters remains the most practical method for detecting isovaleric off-flavor in beer. To accurately identify isovaleric flavor in beer, you need a proper tasting technique. The best way to detect and identify this off-flavor is to cover the glass with your hand and swirl it around. This releases and concentrates the flavor in the glass headspace. After that, take a single deep sniff. You can also try doing a retronasal technique. Hold your nose, take a sip of beer and swallow it, then push the air from the back of your mouth through your nose. This allows the odor to reach the receptors at the back of your nasal cavity. Finally, take a small sip and let it coat your tongue. Note any cheesy or sweaty off flavors. Isovaleric flavor in beer is often unwanted, but sometimes it adds a unique character, especially to some types of highly hopped ales. The trick is to keep it subtle and not overwhelming. Knowing how it's produced, controlled, and detected can help both brewers and drinkers appreciate what's in their glass and maintain beer quality.